Here's why strip clubs and the whole strip club culture, if you want to look at rap and what's going on with that culture and why there's this desperation and why, and when Justin first said it, I was like, wow, that kind of blows my mind that strip clubs are becoming less popular, less a part of the culture, and this is a desperation deal for relevancy. But he's actually right. Women have become so hoish, and I need to think of another word, but I can't at the moment, that you don't have to go to a strip club anymore. Women, when they go to a nightclub, are dressed like strippers. Cleavage is everywhere. How many women go to a nightclub with everything except for their nipples exposed? How many red carpet events have we seen just in the past 6 months? Red carpet Hollywood events where women are basically with their breast out and their nipples covered. How many women find outfits the bottoms as tiny as possible with their butt cheeks hanging out? Women are naked in the normal clubs. You don't have to go to a strip club anymore. And the next level of that is women now give it up on the first date. A woman that is actually modest in this era gives it up on the second or third date. That's what we consider a modest woman. You got to take her to Burger King, Olive Garden, and maybe Ruth Chris before you get any. But now it's Netflix and chill. Now it's just come over to the house and watch a movie together, and that's a date, and then we hit the bedroom. Why go to a strip club? You can get more action for free on a first date now because women have lowered their standards and because men have failed in leadership in setting a standard, demanding that they have a standard. We now treat the woman who is a hoe no different than a woman who is more modest and has a level of standards and responsibilities, a level of morality that says, hey, I'm saving this for my husband. I'm saving this for someone that I would consider marrying at the very least. I've lived long enough where, like, the standard used to be it's going to take a couple of months of real work before you get anywhere close to any serious action. Now the standard is, well, I've spent $36 on this date, or for your half of this date. Let's hit the sack. And there's something wrong with the man if he's not trying to get in your panties after the first date. The hypocrisy of all of this, the lack of reaction that the Atlanta Hawks, an NBA franchise, NBA, the second or third most powerful sport in all of America, could partner with a strip club that, it's basically a whole house. You can partner with them. The standards have fallen so far, and the hypocrisy is so deep because I live in an America where people pretend that Donald Trump, in a private conversation, talking to a friend of his, says something about grab him by the vagina, and that's the worst thing that's ever happened, and he's the worst president that's ever happened, and how could you vote for him? Don't you know what he said in a private conversation? Those people that complained about Donald Trump and that whole deal, and I'm sorry I had to go there because I know that's fingernails on a chalkboard for some of you, but it's just facts that our society and culture is so hypocritical and has fallen into a reprobate mind and a reprobate culture so far that an NBA franchise can host a strip club night, Magic City night, and virtually no one complain. Not women, not men, not even ministers. In Atlanta, MLK land, Jamal Bryant land, Raphael Warnock land. You would think one of these guys. I love this guy, but I'm hoping, and I'll be watching this week. I hope Philip Anthony Mitchell addresses this. He's right there in Atlanta. He seems to have an affinity for sports. But right there in Atlanta, the Southern Bible Belt for black Christianity, no one has a word to say. No one's telling the Atlanta Hawks that they've gone too far. This isn't me saying, hey, man, we need to ban strip clubs, although we need to. But that's not me calling for that. But could we at least go back to a standard where there was some shame and that was something people did in private? Not something that we put in front of kids. Well, they're not bringing strippers to the game. They won't be performing at the game. And we think that makes it okay. That Magic City night at an NBA arena, sporting events where fathers bring their kids, fathers bring their families, fathers bring their sons and daughters. Strip club night. Imagine the conversations that's going to start. Or maybe it'll be a night where, hey, kids don't come. Regardless, we are sending a message to young women and to young men that sexual promiscuity, your nakedness, is the value you actually bring, and it's the value that will be celebrated. I call me a Bible thumper, call me a hypocrite, but I'm just telling you about, in reality, this is a horrendous sign of the decline of our culture and what the failure of men choosing not to be responsible, choosing not to pursue any type of righteousness. We have tricked women into believing that sexual promiscuity and becoming men is the ultimate goal in this life pursuit. My mind is blown at the lack of objection, and that this is actually going to happen, and that the backup center for the Spurs is the only person who's going to raise a voice and say, hey, we're going too far. Everybody else is clapping and applauding and scoring their cool points. I mean, guys, everybody knows I love Jim Rome. Love him. He's been great to me. Nothing but respect. But I just, everybody needs cool points, so everybody has to act like they're good with this. It's not, you would not be hypocritical, because we had this conversation this morning. Well, the NBA players and a lot of guys, they won't speak against this because they go to a strip club or they've been to a strip club recently. I don't think you would be a hypocrite if you stood up and said, hey, man, I went to King of Diamonds last time I was in Miami, but I don't think that's something we need to be celebrating inside NBA arenas, NFL stadiums, or anything like that. That's an adult activity. It's like porn. It is porn. We're mainstreaming porn. And when I was saying it, everybody, I'm an old fuddy-duddy, when I was saying, like, hey, man, what are we doing with the rappers, Bad Bunny to Dr. Dre to Snoop Dogg, at the Super Bowl, at halftime of the Super Bowl, the biggest platform we have these pornographical rappers, because that's what rap is. The commercial rap is just lyrical pornography, and we're mainstreaming that. Well, should we be surprised that coming in behind the door that Dr. Dre and Snoop and Eminem open, that now sports teams, the Atlanta Hawks, are, hey, we're going to go full-blown celebration of pornography in a strip club environment?